Harambe YouTube, happy Tuesday. It is your boy Unc Blerd here with the newest comic book books are going to be hitting the shelves tomorrow, new comic book day. These highlights are books that I'm currently reading that I think you will dig. Also, there'll be some stuff I'm not reading, but I think is notable that you might want to get a heads up on when you go to your local comic book store tomorrow. So let's get into this list, starting with Exploit number 2 from Mad Cave Comics. I read issue number 1 last month and really enjoyed it. It's kind of a conspiracy government thing. Very, very good stuff. It's set in this failing magazine company, and this new intern is trying to find a story that'll get her on the map, but she discovers a story about government collusion and billionaires that may be a little bit more than what she expected and possibly can handle. So it was intriguing, and I'm really looking forward to Exploit number 2 from Mad Cave Comics. Next, we have Final Boss Masked Vigilante one-shot from Image Comics. Final Boss is the kind of gamified action comic from Image Comics about a guy, Tommy Brazen, who is endued with this mystical fighting power. And he is gone to this island for a tournament, a deathmatch tournament, if you will. The very same island that his grandfather got these powers from. And it's very, very, very good book. A lot of creative art things are going on with the action in the book I haven't seen in other action, especially with the fight scenes. And Masked Vigilante is kind of a mysterious side character in this world. So I'm glad to see them expanding the world of this relatively new comic book universe. Next, we have one that I don't know a lot about, from a company I don't know a lot about, but it's wrestling themed. And it is called From Parts Unknown. Number 1 is from Presto Comics. Being a big wrestling nerd and comic book nerd myself, I might just get it for the novelty. It has a cool cover, so if it's a good price, not much of a gamble. And then for you G.I. Joe fans, I know I am, we have G.I. Joe Real American Hero number 14, the Hama Files edition. If you don't know what the Hama Files are, Larry Hama has been writing G.I. Joe Real American Hero since the 80s. Comes up with a lot of iconic characters and stories, and still writing on the Real American Hero series to this day. And these are reissues and reprints of the original books. I discovered the G.I. Joe comic series around 300. I didn't know that it has a lineage going back to the 80s. And then a friend of mine gave me a lot of his collection, which has a lot of those early books. But the cool thing about these reissues is that some of the books I have that may not be in great condition that I want to read, I can just tuck those away and read these new editions that come out. Plus, there have been a few Homophile editions that have filled gaps in my G.I. Joe collection. So check those out. And they are true reprints from the cover to the pulpy paper. And so I highly suggest those. Next, we have giant-sized Savage Tales from Dynamite Comics. I love the Savage Tales books. They're usually 3 to 4 one-shot stories featuring iconic characters from Dynamite Comics. Usually characters like Vampirella, Red Sonja, Deja Thors. And so I'm definitely getting that on my list. And then from Image Comics / Todd McFarlane Productions, we have my personal favorite Spawn, though I read all of the Spawn books. We have Gunslinger Spawn number 53. Really looking forward to getting that in my collection. And then we have another one from a movie franchise, A Quiet Place, Storm Warning number 2. I enjoyed this the number 1 issue. I haven't even seen the Quiet Place movie, but it made me want to see the movie. Not only is it a monster story, but it's also about small town dynamics and how those affect the response to this incoming catastrophe. And then one of my favorite books from Ignition Press, Ripcord #3 is coming out. It's about this veteran in the Australian outback looking for her sister. And the first issue, it was great because it introduced you to the world, to this character, not so much through words but through action. And it moved slow, but when the action picked up, boy did it pick up. And then the next issue was more dialogue, exposition, filling out the world, and it ended with a big action piece. And so I'm excited to see what they do with #3. And then going back to Image/Todd McFarlane Productions and the Spawn Universe, we have Sam and Twitch Case Files #23. That has been a very strong series featuring the two detectives that feature in Spawn lore, Sam and Twitch. It is more of a police procedural look at the Spawn universe. And then finally from Image Comics, White Sky #3. It is kind of a post-apocalyptic monster story. Very intriguing. The #1 really established the tone and the world very nicely. I'll be honest with you, #2, I felt like they gave a lot of information with not enough context. And I think they could have slowed down a little bit with world building so you could keep up, but it was exciting nonetheless, and I'm definitely looking forward to #3. So those are my recommendations. Check out your local comic book stores, and if there are any books that you think I missed, let me know in the comments down below, and let me know what you guys are looking forward to this week. Anyway, you guys enjoyed the content, you can buy me a coffee at the QR code on the screen right now. And thank you for kicking it with your Unc. I'll see you next time. Until then, keep reading them books. You know I'm going to